Finally, I got my hands on this. So this is the Akko ACR Pro 68. Let's not waste any time and jump right in the box. You get the board, PCB, plate and other hardware to build it. And some other extras like a coil cable. The cable is nothing special, just a white cable with the logo on it, but it does the job. The switch below on the other hand is really nice. It is in this lavender color and look at the small details. They should really sell this separately. I would buy this as a gift for someone. Other than that, you get this adjustable feet that you can stick on the back of the board. The Akko ACR Pro is a 65% gasket-mounted CNC acrylic keyboard. It's north-facing and has a split 68 key layout. The design of the board is, well, simple and nice, and it reminds me of another budget plastic keyboard. Not sure why it is, but it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh well, so the keyboard was only offered in this foggy acrylic, but now they have a black option for it. The design of the board is clean. It's just a solid 2-piece milled acrylic block with a curved edge on the top part and a very cubical shape. There is a golden badge on the right side of the board that looks really cute. There are 2 pandas playing with some bamboo accents on it. It is really pretty. But at the back you have this big metal weight that has this beautiful UV printing of the Great Wall with Akko's mascot and their switches on it. This is beautiful. It is colorful, fun, but there is another option with an all gold back with flying stalks and this beautiful nature motif. That looks really stunning. It was a 50-50 and I got this. Still nice, but I really want to see that in real life. In photos, it looks so beautiful. The alu piece is glued to the back, so you can't remove it. It's not actually a deal breaker, but I wish you can actually remove it. And there are 2 versions of the board. One is a DIY barebone version with the weight at the bottom, and another one is a pre-built with no weight, but you get keycaps and switches. The PCB that comes with the board is hot swappable with perky RGB and underglow, but sadly it is north facing, but it's good to see that Akko is slowly moving to south facings in their newer models. The board is not VR or QMK compatible, but they have their own software that is kinda good. It's not the most intuitive to use, but you can customize your keys and RGB. It is a bit finicky to use, but at least you have the option to. I need media controls on my board, so this kinda helps a lot. This board comes with a polycarbonate plate and an aluminum plate, so you have the choice to use either or. But since a lot of my keyboards are polycarbonate, I thought I would change it up with an aluminum plate instead. The board uses the silicone gaskets that you cover over the gasket tabs, this part of the plates. They give you 2 options of what to use. You can either use a full sleeve or the small end pieces. If you want more flex, you can use the small ones, and if you want less flex, you can use the full sleeves. Since I am using the aluminum plate, which is less bouncy than a poly plate, I'm gonna be using the small gasket pieces in the middle section of the plate. 1 tab on top and 2 tab in the bottom. It is really nice that they give you these options for the board. You can have it how soft or bouncy you want the board to be. Like I said, the PCB is north facing, so I need a long pole switch that could avoid interference. So I got my hands on this JWK Vetivers. These are linear switches with 45 grams of actuation, 55 grams to bottom out. The top housing is made out of nylon and the bottom is made out of polycarbonate with a palm stem. So basically these are like the reverse alpacas and they kinda sound like them too. These switches need to be looped because stock they sound too plasticky. Some loop goes a long way. But the bad news is, the package was not taped properly, so some switch dropped out during shipping. To replace them, I got these JWK electric switches. These are Vala switches made by Taxi. They are linears with 68 gram springs. The top is made out of PME and the bottom is made out of nylon with a palm stem. These are pretty switches and smooth too. And plus, they fit the keycaps. I'm using these modern Dolce Dark inspired keycaps, ABS and double shot. I wanted something with contrast that could match well with all the colors of the back piece and the top gold badge. The board also comes with case foam. Aluminum plates tend to be louder and pingy, so I'm gonna use this foam for the build. You also get the foam to PE mod, but since I'm not a big fan of this, I think I'm gonna pass on this one. I'm surprised that not many people talk about this, because this is one of the coolest stabilizers I got my hands on. At first, the stabilizers look normal, but they are double shot. Yeah, like the keycaps. It is molded with soft plastic material on the inside and the bottom to get rid of rattles. If you look on the inside where the wire touches, it's all soft plastic. It still does have a bit of rattle because of the wire, so you have to straighten it, but this does mean that you don't have to holy mod it. They should really sell this separately. These are super cool. Now it's time to build the board. Almost forgot, the screw holes don't have any metal threadings on them, so just be careful not to screw in too many times, it's gonna wear out. I don't like the sound of the board with the aluminum plate. It's too loud and high pitched. You may like it, different people, different preference, but for me, I like a deeper sound profile than this. I want to change this up to the polycarbonate plate. The aluminum plate has a lot of flex in it, and I bet the poly plate is gonna have even more, so I'm gonna use the full gasket for this. I'm also gonna remove the foam since the plate is gonna be much more softer and quieter. This configuration sounds way better in my opinion. I like the sound profile of softer plates compared to metal ones. The sound of the board with the switches are really good. One of my favorite sounding boards actually. But we have to talk about the elephant in the room. The design. Some people say it looks too close to the Ikki with split layout and the badge, and I have to say, I gotta disagree with that. The shape of the board is totally different, the top edge has a bigger fillet radius, and it's full solid acrylic. The only thing that resembles the Ikki is the badge and the layout, which can't be said to be a copy in my opinion, but rather an inspiration. The board is really good, especially the sound, but there are a few things that I would nitpick about, and it's the fitment. The top and the bottom piece doesn't sit flush. It's not obvious inside from a distance, but when you run your hands through the seam, it's kinda obvious. There are some milling issues on the inside of the top piece, the cutting is not fully smooth and pretty jagged in some corners. The way the top surface meets the radius is not continuous. There's this awkward edge if you look closely. Same with the finishing, but all of these are just little picks. For a milk acrylic keyboard that is sold for around $90 and has this much customizability option and sounds this good, it's an absolute steal. I made this my main board for a short while and I really like it. If you liked the vid, why not give it a like and subscribe while you're already down there. Stay safe and see ya.